Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Glenn. Very happy to be back. We've spent next hour and a half together and roughly divided into three parts. The first part, we're going to do some stretching, followed by a sitting meditation. Second part is going to be joint exercise, followed by another form of meditation called metta, loving kindness. And then finally, the third part is going to be today is going to be about the breathing exercise, very traditional yogic breathing exercise, followed by another 7 minutes worth of sitting meditation. So in between these three segments, we're going to learn to do some massage and mainly focus on the extremities, the fingers, top of the head, if we have time, the toes and the bottom of the feet. Those are very important point when you think about how the energy flows into the body. It flows into the extremity and then they come back. So if the energies are blocked in the extremities, then it's basically blocked. So we're going to start by massaging the fingers, which turn out to be very, very important. They're actually good for your heart as well as good for your the cognitive health, your brain. So let's bring out our left hand, use our right thumb, and we're going to massage the inside of the left hand, joint by joint, okay? It's very, very important to do that. Now, most of us, as we get older, we suffer a lot of pain through our body. And from the Chinese tradition, we think of that as essentially blocking of the qi. Blocking of the qi ends up in having inflammation in the body, which is why you're aching everywhere. And what you find is that as you massage the fingers, okay, so now we're going to turn upside bottom down, and then we're going to massage the top, right? Each and every one of those joints. And what you find is that when uh, as you built into a habit of massaging your fingers, the amount of pain that you suffer in the rest of the body will decrease. Now we're going to do the right hand again, starting from the inside and massaging the joints all around, each and every one, very thoroughly. Focus mind body together, okay? And then now we're going to massage the top part of the joints, and you immediately feel some pain relief when you do that. And try to make that into a habit. You know, like when you watch TV, that's the time to massage your fingers. When you wait for the bus, in the middle of Zoom meeting when you're not talking, that's a good time. Okay, so now we're going to take two hands, both of them facing down, one on top of each other, and squeeze the fingers together so you can massage the inside of the fingers, as well as the center of your palm and the top of your hand. Now go the other way. Again, squeeze the fingers, massage, get the blood flowing, the qi flowing. Now we're going to take two hands, and then the fingers are touching, and we're going to do a like the way we would normally put our hands together. Okay, palm and palm touching, fingers and fingers, and then now we're going to go lower like this. Okay, feel the pressure on your fingers and your wrists, and come back. And now we're going to now make sure when you do this, your fingers are straight, because what we're doing is we're setting up vibration. So make sure the tips of the fingers are touching, and we're going to tap this 30 times. Get ready, focus, go. Okay, so make sure when you do this, you're straightening up your fingers, so you're forming springs with your finger, and you're setting up vibration. Now we're going to cross the fingers, and we're going to tap this 30 times the inside of the fingers, which are also very important energy points. Okay, go. Okay, now I talked about how in the traditional Indian understanding of the body, they think of the energy lines as nadis. These are the energies that comes into from the universe throughout the body, and it's a very complex system. They actually think that there's 72,000 nadis. When that concept comes to China, they simplified it, and they think of in terms of how the energy in the body interacts with the sun. And so they divide up the day into 12 segments, 2 hours each. And they think of the energy coming into the body as yin, and then they think of the energy going out of the body as yang. So there's 12 of them, each one of them active for 2 hours. All the energies that are inside the body, away from the sun, are yin. All the energy lines that are facing the sun are yang. And so inside the hand, they identify 3. One has to do with the heart, pericardium, and then also the lung. So there are 2 energy points on either side of the palm that are very important. The one inside, when you put the hands together like this, the palm facing the sky, and this would be good for the heart, like the mental side of the heart. So this actually is the one that you wanted to energize when you want to have a good night's sleep. So you put it together like this, touching, and then 30 times. Okay, now face down, and then now we're gonna tap on the inside of that, which is the one that comes down from the thumb, and we can name this after the lung, which is actually more like mineral, and so this is actually good for your immune system. 30 times. Okay, now I'm going to introduce 2 very important energy points that are good for relieving pain. And so they are actually on the outside of the body. And so they're part of the yang system. And they are the counterpart of the lung energy line. So it's actually the large intestine. So you take your thumb and your index finger, you open it like this, you form what's called like a valley. You take your thumb, you identify this line, you match the line with the edge of this hand. You come in, and then where it reaches the inside on the index finger side is an energy point called the merging valley. So now you have to kind of find it. Everybody's a little bit different. You use your thumb, and you find it. You press down. It's very sore. Okay, and now this turned out to be a very important energy line to relieve pain, especially when you have in the middle of the night when you have cramp. And so you just hold this and press down, and then it relieves the pain, and then you can relax. Okay, now try the other side. Take your thumb, identify this line, touch the edge of that part, goes in, and then it's on the index finger, and then just press down. Okay. Okay, that's one. And then the other one is if you fold your arm like this, you identify this point, you measure 3 fingers, you touch the bone, and it's on the inside of the bone, and you press down. This is also very good. Now, this one actually turned out to be very good if you have a frozen shoulder. And so, for example, in my case, this part still kind of ache a little bit. And so whenever it hurts too much, I just press down on this side. And what it does is that it clears the chi that travels around your shoulder. Okay, now try the other side. Now fold your arm, identify where the center points are, measure 3 fingers, locate the bone on the south side of the bone, press down. It's very sore, okay? Very sore. Okay, now, so here we learn to do massage, we learn to do pressure, acupressure, we learn to do some tapping. There's another modality that we can learn called scraping. And so here what we're going to do is we stretch out our left arm. We start from the elbow to the wrist. We take the other side, use the knuckle as a tool to scrape. So go just scrape like this. And often when we have carpal tunnel, this is a very good way to relieve the pain. So now when we scrape the center part, that's the pericardium. When you move up a little bit, that's the lung. And then now on top of the bone, now often you will find some kinks along the bone. And if you smooth out the kink, you will find that a lot of the pain will be relieved. Now on a little bit up on the other side of the bone, and then now on the center line is the energy line called the triple warmer, which is a very important energy line. We're going to do a lot of stretching on the upper arm, and then scrape the top of your head, scrape the fingers, the thumb, come back, and then straighten up the arms again, and then just scrape along the top, scrape along the bone, and scrape along the inside. Okay, and then again, this is something you can do on your own, and you'll find that it provides a lot of relief on the pain, especially like carpal tunnel. Okay, and then the hand, fingers, thumb, and then back along the bone on the inside. Okay, now you can also buy a scraping tool, okay, to do that. All right, don't use a fingernail. Do not use a fingernail. Use a knuckle. Okay? Use a knuckle. Don't use too much strength. Don't try to beat your body into submission. Okay, Guasa is the name of the technique. That's true. All right, so now we're going to do some finger work. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Identify these two energy points right here. So this is where you open. And then after you open, you identify the two energy points here, and then this is where you relax, okay? So I'm going to keep saying open and then relax. That's what I'm saying, what I'm identifying. The two energy points here, you open, and then the two energy point here, you relax. Okay, now we're going to do some finger work. Stretch out your left arm, lock your elbow. Use your forefingers as a spring. Use your thumb as the trigger to hold down the springs. Wind up the springs. Don't let it go yet. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, continue. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, form the lotus hand, touching the middle finger and the thumb. Put that on your this energy point is called the gate to the cloud. Open that, relax. Now the back of the hand is facing the camera, right? Get ready. 1, the back of the hand is facing the camera. Come back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so these two exercises are very good. This one, again, good for the carpal tunnel. This one is good for the frozen shoulder. Both carpal tunnel and frozen shoulder is a result of inflammation in the body. Okay, so inflammation is a result of qi being blocked throughout the body. All right, so this is massaging the body, or combination of massaging, tapping, and acupressure and quatsa and all that. Okay, just clearing the energy lines. Okay, all right, so now we're ready to do some stretching. And when we stretch, we don't actually stretch the muscle. What we're doing is we're stretching the energy lines. Okay, so you'll find that we do a lot more work with the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder than we actually do with the muscle. All right. Now, of course, when we say, anyway, okay, it's enough. All right. So now we're going to start with 3 deep breaths by exercising the most important part of the internal, which is the diaphragm that separates the lung, heart from the rest of the body. Okay. Now we're going to take 2 hands, lock the fingers, put that below the belly button, relax. We're going to take a deep breath, and starting at below the belly button all the way up here. Now these turn out to be 2 very important energy points. The one slightly below the belly button is what we call the sea of qi. This is where the umbilical cord is the physical connection. The energy connections is through the sea of qi. I mean, to the mother, right? When we're inside the womb. And then this one is a very important energy point because it's where the governing meets with the conception. So this is the yang energy line. This is the yin energy line, and the tip of the tongue is where it touches the top here. All right. So now we're going to take a deep breath. Get ready. As we take a deep breath, we're going to raise the body following the center of the hand. Okay, center of the palm. Relax. Get ready. Breathe in. And then follow the hand, breathe out. Stretch your elbow, lock your fingers. Now looking straight ahead, okay, looking straight ahead, open your fingers, provide, continue, maintain the stress on your wrist. Imagine you have two big rocks on the side and you're going to climb the mountain by stretching the upper part of the arm and then come back again, locking the fingers, focus, relax, breathe in, and then breathe out, stretch. Now look straight ahead, open the fingers, and then climb the mountain, stretching the upper part of the arm as well as the shoulder and the wrist, okay? Back last time, one last time, breathe in, breathe out, look straight ahead, climb the mountain. Okay, now if you're here for the first time and you're not able to see the rest of my body, then just come back next week when I move back to my home and I have a much better angle setup. Here I'm on the road in an undisclosed location. That's the best I can do, okay? All right, so now after 3 deep breaths, we're gonna do some stretching. So again, lock the fingers, put that below your belly button, palm facing up, palm facing down, and then stretch, lock your elbow, feel the stress on your finger and your wrist. Now look straight ahead, follow the center of your palm, bring up your hands, maintain the stress on your elbow, your wrist, and your fingers. Bring it all the way up, slightly behind slightly behind. So now you form a straight line between the bottom of your spine, the top of the head, and the center of your palm. Now you stretch, and then you lean back, hold it, come back in the middle, you stretch, and then you lean to the left, you come back in the middle, you stretch again, lean to the right, come back to the middle, stretch to the left, come back to the middle, stretch to the right, come back to the middle, and then follow the center of your palm, and then relax. And now we're going to go from the energetic to the restorative, go from the dynamic to the static. And when we're in motion, we focus on the body. And when we're stationary, we focus on the breath. So now I want you to focus on your breathing. I know I'm breathing in. Feel your in breath. I know I'm breathing out. It's very important that after you do an energetic exercise, you do a restorative. So this is the one thing that is missing in the American yoga is that we took half of the, actually we took less than half. We take 1/8 of the total teaching. So if you have time, go study what is called the 8 limbs of yoga, and you will find that only one of those 8, 1/8 of the total practice has to do with the body. The rest has to do with the breath, has to do with the mind, has to do with many, many things. Okay, so here at least we focus on the body and the breath. When we are in motion, we focus on the body. The body is in the fight or flight, stress hormone being produced in the body, which is a good thing. Stress hormone is cortisol. Cortisol is a form of steroid, which is anti-inflammatory, which is good, right? When your body inflames, you want cortisol. You want some steroid in your body to reduce the inflammation. But as soon as the danger is over, you want to be back into restorative. Tells the body that now it's time to return to the rest and digest, going from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic, and that's when you rest your body, let your body know that there's no more danger. Let the body dissipate all the stress hormone. Okay, now we're back. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Remember now, when I say open the shoulder, focus on these 2 energy points. When I say relax the shoulder, focus on these 2 energy points. Okay? All right, it's very important. All right, so now take your right hand, center the palm, touching the left shoulder. Lean back the forehead so you're putting pressure on your right shoulder, huh? Now you take your left hand, you grab the right shoulder, you stretch, and then you lean to the left all the way as much as you can. And then you come back, you change hands. Again, don't look down, look straight ahead. Grab your left shoulder and you stretch to the right as much as you can. And then now remind yourself that that was energetic. Now you need to spend equal time in the restorative. So back to the breathing again. And I will talk about the 4 stages of meditation. First stage is knowing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Just knowing is enough right now. Okay, continue. All right, going back and forth between energetic and restorative. Now we're energetic again. Open the shoulder, relax. Left hand, palm facing up. Right hand, put that between your finger and your palm. Now bring your left hand down, focus on the elbow, push the elbow out, focus, and then now bring your hand up using your elbow. Feel the stress on your finger and your wrist. Look straight ahead without turning the body. Take the left hand and stretch it to the right as much as you can. And then now come back. Make sure you lock your elbow, okay? Now relax. The other side, bring it down. Push out the elbow. Use your elbow to push up your hand all the way to the eyebrow. Looking straight ahead without turning your body. Take your right hand, bring it to the left. And then come back and then relax. Back to the breathing. I know I'm breathing in. Relax. I know I'm breathing out. Okay. Now, the next exercise, we basically stretching the upper part of our arm as well as the shoulder. Okay. Now, turns out the upper part of the arm is very important. This is called something called the triple warmer. And it's basically that one energy line that governs everything internal. Okay. And so now we open the shoulder again, relax the shoulder. Right hand, palm facing up. Make sure the wrist is 90 degrees. Left hand facing down. Make sure the wrist is 90 degrees. Open your shoulder. Now imagine the sky has fallen onto the top of your right palm. You slowly push the sky up until you lock your elbow. Now imagine the earth has popped up and you use the left hand to push it back down. Again, lock your elbow. Now you take your right hand, you lean back so you feel the stress on your shoulder. Then you take your head and you turn it to the left until you reach the left shoulder. But you keep turning your eyes as if you're looking at your back. You bring back your eyes and then you bring back your head and then you relax. Now you go the other side, open your shoulder, push up the sky, lock your elbow, push down to earth, lock your elbow. Take your left arm, lean back so you can feel the stress on your shoulder. You turn your head to the right until you reach the right shoulder. You keep turning your eye as if you're looking at your back. You bring back your eyes and then you bring back your head. And then you relax. Back to the breathing again. One breath. Two breaths. Okay, now usually I turn around so you can see my back, but not today. Okay, so you can, if you've been with me, you know what to do. If this is the first time, follow as much as you can, but come back next week. Okay, all right. So now we open the shoulder. We take our hands, we lock the fingers. We put that in the back at the lower part of our spine. The palm is facing up. Now you rotate your fingers so the palm is facing down. You stretch until you lock your elbow. And you feel the stress on your finger and your wrist. Okay, now you focus on top of your head. And as you push down the palm, you stretch up. So one up, one down, you stretch your spine and your shoulder. And then you relax. Now you focus on your forehead. You lean back the forehead as if you're looking at the ceiling. At the same time, you bring up your hand. And then relax. Back to the breathing. Slow down your breathing. Slow down your heartbeat. Now you open your shoulder, you take the right hand, you put that on your spine, and you lean back your forehead so you're not looking down. You feel the pressure on your right shoulder. Now you take your right shoulder and you stretch it up, and then relax. You take your left hand, the palm of the hand is touching your spine. Again, you lean back your forehead so you're not looking down. Now you take your left shoulder and you stretch, and then you relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. Open that shoulder. You take the right hand. The back of the hand is at the lower part of your spine. You focus on your right shoulder and you stretch the right shoulder down, and then you relax. Now you take the other hand and you stretch the left shoulder down. Now you take the other hand and the fingers are touching if you can. Doesn't matter if you don't. Do the best you can. Now you focus on the two shoulder, right shoulder up, left shoulder down, and then relax. Now you take the other hand, touching the fingers again. Don't look down, look straight ahead. Focus on the two shoulders. Left shoulder up, right shoulder down, and then relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. Now you put your hands together, right? Typically we put our hands together like this, like the Buddha, except we put that in the back. So we put the hands together, center of the palm touching, fingers touching. We put that at the lower back, fingers pointing down. Now you rotate your hands so fingers pointing up and you bring it up. But try to maintain the center of your palm touching each other. And now you push your hand and you open your shoulder, one forward, one backward. And now you focus on your breathing. And then you relax. Okay, so now we're ready to sit for 7 minutes. And again, when we're doing exercise, that's dynamic. When we're moving, when we're walking and exercising, that's when we focus on the body. Mindfulness just means focus, remember. And when we're stationary, whether we're sitting, lying down, or standing, then we focus on the breath. Before we do that, we're going to spend 7 minutes focusing on the breath. But before we do that, we need to sit properly. And the sitting posture basically forces you into the rest and digest. Okay. Now we open the shoulder, we relax the shoulder. We divide the body into 7 parts. First are the legs. If you sit on the chair, which is perfectly fine, make sure that the bottom of your feet are touching the floor, and make sure that the feet is below the knee, not in front, not behind. And if you sit like I do on the floor or on a mat, you make sure that your knees are actually touching the floor or the mat. And if they're not, put some pillow. And the reason for that is that we want to be in rest and digest, which means that we don't use any muscle. All right, that's the first. The second is just the hands. So just rest that on your thigh, on your knee, on your calf, anywhere. Don't lift it up. You're not using muscle. We want to be in rest and digest. Now, the third part is the most important part, which is the spine. So I want you to sit up straight and then now focus on the top of the head as if somebody is pulling your hair and stretching your spine, as if they're trying to hang your spine on the ceiling. And then once you're done with that, then I want you to lean back to a point where you feel like, I'm just going to fall over. That's a perfect spot. And then here you want to relax. So what you're doing now is that you're not using any of your back muscle to support your weight of your body, but instead you're letting the weight of your body stack on each other using your spiral core. Now you're back to the shoulder. Once again, we do this 100 times during in the morning, which is we open and then we relax. Now the only part that you're still using muscle is the back of your neck because it's trying to support the head, which is like 20% of your body weight. So what you want to do is you want to lean back the forehead so that the ears on top of the shoulder, the weight of the head is like the bowling ball bouncing on a bamboo stick. And then, but then now what you want to do is you want to focus on the top of the head. You notice that the top of the head is actually not, it's actually facing back. So what you want to do is you want to focus on the chin and you want to tuck in your chin a little bit So the top of the head is on top of your central nervous system. And then there's two remaining parts. One is your eyelid. So you want to relax your forehead, relax between your eyebrow. Relax your eyelids so that you're like the baby sleeping. They don't close your eye when they sleep. They relax the eyelid. And so you can actually see through your eyelashes. You can see your hand. You can see your knee. You can see the floor. Finally, you want to take the tip of the tongue and you want to rest it between the teeth and the roof of your mouth, right behind this very important energy point. What that does is that it does a number of things. One is that it turns on your saliva gland, which basically means that your body is truly in rest and digest, because when you have stress hormone, it shuts off your saliva gland. Who needs saliva when you don't even care about digestions and immunity? Here you want to turn it back on, but then you also are making a conductive path between the yang energy and the yin energy. And finally, this is the part that most people don't talk about, which is you need to bring a sense of gratitude and acceptance from your heart into your face. First, we need to learn to be grateful. Grateful for this body, grateful for our health, grateful for our family, grateful for our friends, grateful for our teacher, grateful for the society, all the first responders. In the time of such turmoil with fire and flood and earthquake and gun violence and you name it, these are the people that are actually protecting us. We are very grateful for them. I want to bring that sense of gratitude into your face. That little smile, lift up the corner of your mouth. Now we're ready to sit and meditate. We're going to work on the first two stages of the meditation. The first one is called knowing. Very simple. I know I'm breathing in. I can feel the fresh air coming through my nostril. By the way, now it's time to be grateful for the forest and grateful for all the living beings that are supporting that forest. I can feel my in-breath. I can feel my out-breath. Now we go from knowing to anchoring. We anchor our mind. Let's say if you're anchoring a little sampan, little boat in the middle of the ocean, so that it's not disturbed by the anger, by the emotion. These are like the waves, the storm. What you want to do is you want to learn and carry your mind, and we're going to anchor it onto a belly button. As soon as I know that I'm breathing in, I'm going to use the mind to, let's say if I'm bringing the belly button all the way across the room. As soon as I know that I'm breathing out, it's as if I'm taking the belly button and bring it all the way to the back of the spine. As I breathe in, I move out, open my stomach, diaphragm moving down. As I breathe out, I move this belly button back. I'm collapsing my stomach. I'm pushing up my diaphragm. Breathe in, open the stomach. Breathe out, collapse the stomach. Now, while we're doing this, we also need to maintain the posture. So every once in a while, you come back to the spine. As you breathe in, you open the stomach, you stretch your spine. As you breathe out, you collapse the stomach and you lean back the spine. Now, this actually turned out to be a very, very good technique of massaging your internals. This is called abdominal breathing, using what we call the Dan Ten. Ten is the feel, Dan is the fire. So here we often talk about how the intestines are our second brain. There's a lot of intelligence in the stomach. And so we're exercising that intelligence by just moving the diaphragm. This actually has a lot of health benefit. It increases the heart rate variability, essentially telling the body that you maintain the equilibrium between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. Turns out that it reduces the inflammation in your body, including cutting down the chances for having dementia. So we're going to spend the next 7 minutes focusing on the belly button. Breathe in, open the stomach. Breathe out, close the stomach. And if you find your mind drift away, just invite your mind back. And just tell your mind to say one breath only. After one breath, then you do another breath. You keep recommitting yourself, one breath at a time. This is a very, very good exercise. And it's very measurable. Just relax, okay? Relax and feel your breath. Don't try to overanalyze this. What you really want to do is shut down your brain. It's only when you shut down your brain that you realize that the brain, the intellect, is only a very tiny part of your intelligence. There's so much more besides the brain. That's why in sports, they train the players to be in the zone, meaning that they're in that part of the existence that are outside of the thinking mind. Just one breath at a time. Every once in a while, come back to the body, stretch your spine, lean back, relax. You're really just learning to build up your confidence. Because at first you say, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. There's no way I could be doing this. Well, try one breath. After one breath, you say, oh, that wasn't that hard. Maybe I try two breaths. Now open your eyes. Okay, so that was part one. And again, before we do part two, we're going to learn to do some massage again as well. And so, in different religions have different way of explaining essentially the same thing. In Christianity, we talk about the angel and the devil, right? We talk about how we have to learn to choose the good over the evil. And in Buddhism, it's essentially the same. And when we talk about the evil, what we're really talking about is something called akusala, unwholesome. And so those who can be summarized into what's called the five hindrances: the attachment, the aversion, the anxiety, and the depression, and then finally the loss of faith, the doubt. So that sits on one side of the shoulder, and the other side is the angel. And here we talk about the four immeasurables: the loving kindness, the compassion, the empathy, and the equanimity. Okay, and you can choose. You can be this side or that side. But if you choose to be on the good side, then essentially we are all part of the positive energy. And there is a tremendous amount of resonance between all of us, even though we're not in the same place. So, very often, if I ask you to sit for 7 minutes, you might say, "Well, that's a long time. You're gonna, it's very hard to keep focused. You're gonna fall asleep or your mind somewhere else." But when we're sitting together like this, 7 minutes goes by, even though we're not sitting in the same room, because the energy still transcends. And so, in the modern science talk of quantum mechanics, you might not heard of something called the quantum entanglement, and something that is really puzzled the scientists today, because there's a possibility that you could have two atomic particles totally separate and somehow they're together working, and so this is called entanglement. And that's because you think that they're different. But what if they're the same? What if we are all the same? That once we tap into the positive energy, we are all the same. Then there's no more entanglement because they all resonate. Okay. All right. So we're going to learn how to do some massage again. Again, working on the extremities. So the extremities are the fingers, the extremities are the toes, extremities also the top of the head and the ears. Okay, so we're going to learn to do that. Now, again, I'm not turning around today, and but if you've been with me a long time, you know what comes next. Again, if you're here for the first time, tune in next week where I will have a better angle. Now, you take your hand, you lock your fingers, you put that behind your head. You use the thumb, you feel the skull, and you keep going down until you feel the bottom of your skull, and then all of a sudden you discover a cavity, one on each side. That is actually the beginning of the vagus nerve, and but the energy point is called the wind of Pan. Okay, this is a very important energy point. It has to do with your nerve. So I want you to take the thumb, push down into the cavity, and then lean back the neck so you're fighting it. Now, you're doing this as if you're squeezing the water hose when you wash your car, okay? And just push it and then relax. Now, you take the right hand, you use 4 fingers, you put that on the left side, and you push down, and then you grab and you pull it to the right without losing contact with the skin, okay? Now, you take the left hand, you press down on the right side, you push, and you drag it onto the left. Okay, and just open up the two channel. You feel a little tingling on top of your head. Now you take your hand, you use your thumb, you put that over the temple. That's the second energy point. Then you wrap your fingers around the forehead and you massage to the top of the head, to the back of the head, to the lower part of the head, to the neck. All right, this is the big brain, and then all the way down to the little brain. And one last time. And then relax. Now we're going to learn to tap the top of the head, which is the third energy point. This is called the 100 meet. This is where all the yang energy come together before it interacts with the universe. So what you want to do is you want to lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin. So the top of the head now is on top of your central nervous system. You take your fingers. Again, this is about generating vibration. You put that on top of the head and you tap 30 times. Okay, once again, the thumb on the temple, fingers wrapping around the forehead, and then go up, and then down, back, up, and then down, back, up, and then down. All right. So now all these energy lines, they flow on top of the head and they come back into the front of the face, again, facing the sun. So we're now learning how to massage the face, but it's less about massaging the eyes and the nose and the mouth, but more about massaging the endpoints of the yang energy. So the first one we're going to look at is at the beginning of the eyebrow. So you take your index finger, you feel that until you feel like there's a cavity, and you just press down with your index finger. Of course, you're going to fight it a little bit with your neck. Okay, now you take the fingers, you put that in between the eyebrow, and it's as if you're squeezing the toothpaste, starting at the beginning to the end. There's three energy points across. There's three energy points across at the bottom of. So now you take your thumb, you start at the corner of your eye, you go to the tail. 1, 2, 3. Now you take over here. 1, 2, and then 3. Now you take your index finger, you put that right below the eyeball, and you press down. There's a cavity. Okay. Now you take your thumb, you put that, you start at the corner of your eye, you go up until you feel the bone, and there's a cavity there, and you press down with your thumb, you close your eye. We're going to do some eyeball exercise. Okay, close your eye, turn your eyeball up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. Go the other way, counterclockwise, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Okay, and then relax. You feel a little bit brighter, huh? Okay, now take your 2 fingers, put that in the corner of your eye, go down to the corner of your mouth. There's a whole bunch of energy points right here. And then you take your index finger, you put that outside your nostril, and you apply some pressure. This is called the welcome fragrance. It's actually good for the sinus. And then now you take 4 fingers and you just gently massage. This is the part of your body that senses the blood flow into your brain. So if you have high blood pressure, and high blood pressure is just a symptom. And one reason for high blood pressure is you don't have enough oxygen into your brain. But also this is part of the lymph node. So this is a good part. Okay, now I'm going to learn to massage the center of your palm. Center of the palm is the energy line called pericardium. This is actually very important for your heart. So this locates in between your middle fingers and index fingers, comes in, and then use your thumb and just press down. And then now go the other way, again, press down. And the translation for this energy point is called the labor, the palace of labor. Okay, now you put the 2 energy points together. You focus on that. This is the only energy point that gives out positive energy. So focus on that. And you massage. Focus on it. And then you put that on your eye. Don't press down, okay? Just leave a space because this is infrared energy. It needs space to radiate. Okay? When you press down, then you're forcing conduction, not radiation. Infrared doesn't conduct. Okay? Now make sure that you leave a space. You feel the heat. Okay? Finally, one more time. Put that on your eye again. Now you put that on your temple and you massage the temple, right? That's an important energy point. Then you massage your face, the front of the face, the forehead, top of the head, back of the head, lower part of the head, the neck, come back, top of the head, and then the face. Okay. Now, one last thing, we're gonna learn to massage the ears. The ears actually takes the shape of the fetus. It actually contains all the energy point that was part of the fetus when you were inside the womb, but it's upside down. So the top part is actually related to the kidney. These 2 energy points actually very important if you want to have a good night's sleep and or if you have high blood pressure. So you put your thumb inside, the 4 fingers in the back, and you massage. Now the middle part, same thing. And then the lower part, the index finger is here, and then the thumb in the back. Now you learn to massage the tip, yank a little bit, massage the edge, and then massage your ear loop, and then yank. Now you take your right palm, you put that behind your ears, you go 1, 2, and then 3. This is good if you have high blood pressure. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're ready for the second part. Second part has to do with joint exercise. Back to the shoulder, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. We're going to focus on the center of your palm, bring up the hands, focus on the wrists, 1, 2, 1 at a time. And now we're going to rotate the other way, 1 at a time. And we're going to lower the hand, open the shoulder again, relax, focus on the center of your palm, bring up your hands, focus on the elbow, 1 turn at a time. So this is as much about the joint as it is about the energy points around the joint. And then now go the other way. And then now bring down your hands, focus on the center of your palm again, but open the shoulder first, relax the shoulder, back to the center of your palm, and we go from the wrist to the elbow, now to the shoulder. So bring up your hand, crossing your hand, focus on the center of your palm, all the way up, stretch, and as you come down, imagine you have 2 walls and you're actually touching the wall with the center of your palm, like this, okay? Touching, back again, follow the hand, stretch, touching the walls as you come down, and then when you get down here, you relax. Back again, stretch, open, and then now we're going to go the other way. Open first, stretch, come down, feel the shoulder, stretch, and then come down. One last time, open first, stretch, and then come down. Back to the shoulder, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, back to the center of your palm, bring it up, get ready, go up, feel the pain on your shoulder, let go of that pain, come back to the center of your palm, go up, open, feel the pain on your shoulder, accept that pain, let go of the pain, come back to the center of your palm, go up, feel the pain, let go of the pain, come back to the center of your palm. Okay, now the hands in the back, as far back as you can, bring it up, stretch, bring it back down, bring it back, stretch, and then bring it back down, all the way back, stretch, and bring it back down, back to the breathing, 1 breath at a time. I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. Okay, now we're going to do 3 sets of exercise. They're all part of the Shaolin Naigong, internal energy. And after that, we're going to sit for a metta meditation, love and kindness. Open the shoulder, left hand in front, right hand. Okay, now 1 hand at a time, right? Left hand stationary. Focus on the right arm. Bring it in front. As far back as you can. Feel the pain on your shoulder. Accept that pain. Let go of the pain. Now back to the left hand. Right hand stationary. Left. Open as far back as you can. Feel the pain. Accept that pain. Let go of the pain. Sit up straight. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back. Open. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back. 2 more times. Right hand. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. From back to the center of the palm. 1 last time. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of the palm. Back to the breathing. That's 1. And now the second one. Second one is called throwing the shoulder. Okay. Open the shoulder, bring up your right hand, make a fist, follow the fist. Okay. Get ready. One, feel the vibration in your body. Two, down, down, up, up, down, down. One more time. Up, up, down, down. Now two hands. Get ready. Follow the hand. Feel the vibration. Get ready. One, feel the vibration coming back to your shoulder. Two, three, and four, and five. Back to the breathing. Now we're going to do that last exercise, and it's called loosening up the shoulder, but it's actually the one that energizes the vagus nerve. So there's been a lot of study now on the importance of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is called a wandering nerve. It's a very important part of the parasympathetic nerve. It starts at the bottom of the stem, which is like the two sides of the neck. It travels to the shoulder, to the back, and then it comes into the internals, connecting all the internals. So, so this one requires that we exercise the neck, the shoulder, the back, and also the diaphragm, the deep breathing. Okay, hang on. All right. It's a very simple exercise. You just have to relax. Open this, but it's very effective. Okay, so open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. These two energy points, put the thumb on top, roll up your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, lift up the shoulder, lift up the elbow, lift up the upper torso as if you're bringing the shoulder in onto to your ears. 2, pointing the elbow back, open the shoulder as if you're squeezing the tennis ball in the back. 3, point it down, totally relax. 4, point it forward. Now you're looking down. You're actually using your shoulder, your neck, and your back. You look straight down. From here, we move up. You're looking straight ahead. As we open, we're looking at the ceiling. As you come down, you look straight ahead again. And then when you're actually looking down, now we're going to start here. As you come up, take a deep breath. Open, and then breathe out. Close your mouth. Breathe in. Open, and then breathe out. 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 2 more times. Breathe in. Open, and then breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Open, and then breathe out. And then relax. So as I said, this one is actually very effective in energizing the vagus nerve. And if I remember, and for those who hasn't joined a circle, please join a circle. And then if I remember, next time I read the article, I will post the article. And I've been reading it, and it's tremendous in how the vagus nerve is now tied to obesity, bipolar disorder, all kinds of autoimmune system, cancer, everything. Right? It's all about the vagus nerve now, and basically it's all about learning how to come back to the parasympathetic, come back to the rest and digest. This is something that is totally lost in the modern human beings. Very sad, very sad. Okay, but it's very simple. The solution is very simple. The solution is so simple that it's not promoted by anyone because there's no money in it, especially not the pharmaceutical industry. All right, so now before we do the breathing exercise, we're going to learn to do metta. Metta is loving kindness. It's the first of the four immeasurables: loving kindness, compassion, empathy, and equanimity. It actually cannot be separated. It cannot be separated. It's just one facet of the same thing. And it's what I said is the angel on your shoulder, right? So here, what we're doing is we're learning how to tap into the inner core of existence, which is all the goodness in us. It's the most powerful. It's actually the most powerful technique for graceful aging. Okay, turns out that among everything, it's actually number one. Is what I call ABC. Always be compassionate. So I want you to learn to focus on your body, stretch your spine, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. I want you to look at your eyelid. I want you to see through all the dark clouds in your eyelid, all the colors, all the flashing. Just look straight ahead, see the light behind all that. I want you to identify those light as a source of positive energy. Give it a name you want. Different religions have different names. I want you to be one with that positive energy. For those of you who study yoga, we have a greeting called Namaste. Nama is the opposite of Rupa. Rupa is everything that is physical about you. Nama is everything that is metaphysical about you. In the core of the metaphysical existence is the light, is the bliss, is the compassion, is the loving kindness, is the empathy and the equanimity. I want you to focus on that. And when we say namaste, it translates into let my light be with your light, meaning that let my loving kindness be with your loving kindness. I want you to focus on the light. I want you to feel your body. Start with gratitude again. Be grateful for everything that you have. From gratitude, I want you to learn about forgiveness and acceptance, especially about yourself. Think about all the things that you wish you have a second chance. Well, you actually do have a second chance. But you first need to learn to accept yourself as who you are. I want you to tap in that positive energy. I want you to learn to share that positive energy with all the other beings, especially those who are suffering right now as a result of the climate crisis, as a result of the war between countries, as a result of the gun violence in the society, as a result of all the man-made disasters and natural disasters. I want you to think about those beings. I want you to think about how you want to share your positive energy with those beings so that they could be relieved of the physical suffering, so that they could be relieved of the mental suffering, so that they could be relieved of all animosity and be one with the light. I'm going to chant in Pali. You don't actually need to know the meaning of the chant. The chant is actually magical. Just focus on the sound, focus on the body, focus on the light, and be one with the light. And try to find that positive energy within you and share it with all of the beings, especially those who are suffering right now. Sabe Sato May there be peace, health, and happiness. Namaste. Okay, so we have about 20 minutes left, and so we're going to have to rush through the breathing exercise. Again, we're going to do 4 out of the 5, and then we're going to sit maybe 4 or 5 minutes, okay? And again, I'm not going to be able to show you my entire body, so just the upper part, all right? And again, if you're here for the first time, come back next week so you can see a better view. And so it comes in 4 parts. The first one, just follow the hands. Bring up your hands. Bring in your hands. Lower your hands. Lower the knee at the same time. And then come back. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. 1, take a deep breath. 2, relax. 3, take an out breath. Breathe out. Stand up straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stand up straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stand up straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now breathe in. Cross your hand. Follow your hand. Breathe out. Relax. Come back. Breathe in. Bring your hand back. Breathe out. Back again. Breathe in. Open. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Open. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Now we're going to stand for 1 minute. So make sure your feet are firmly on the ground, like the trees growing roots. So we sit like the bell, we stand like the pine tree. Now we're going to relax the rest of the body. Relax your knee, open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin. We have to relax the forehead. Relax the eyelid, and then now focus on your breath, 1 breath at a time. I'm going to stand for 1 minute. Okay, open your eyes. Now we do the second form. And you can't see my feet, but basically the right foot is forward, and then the right toes are pointing up. You lean back, you're looking at the ceiling. You take your hands out, and as you rotate forward, the heels in the left is up. You're looking straight down, and then you open up again, toes up, looking at the ceiling. Now we're going to take a deep breath, breathe in, and then we're going to breathe out. Breathe in, and we're going to breathe out. Relax, breathe in, and we're going to breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, and breathe out. Now lower your hand, stand properly, loosening up your knee, loosening up your shoulder, loosening up your eyelid, and then focus entirely on your breathing, one breath at a time. Try not to lock your knee, okay? Loosen your knee. Okay, now left foot forward, lean back so you're looking at the ceiling, toes are pointing up, and then forward, breathe in, heels up, breathe out, toes up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One last time, follow your hand, breathe in, and then breathe out. And then lower your hand, stand properly, one more minute, focusing on your breathing, one breath at a time. Okay, open your eyes. Now we do the third set, which is called the butterfly. So you notice that the exercise increases in difficulties, okay? Now this time you really have to focus on your hands. Bring up your hands, follow the hand. Bring down the hand, follow the hand. The knees goes down, straight down. As the hands come up, you follow the hands, and now the heels are up, all the way up. And then the back of the hand are touching. As you come down, you breathe in. As you come up, you breathe out. Heels up, okay? Stand on your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Okay, one last time. Follow the hands. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then bring down your hands. Stand on your bottom of your feet. Focus on the bottom of your feet. Stand firmly on the ground. Relax your knee. Relax your shoulder. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyelid. Focus entirely on your breath. One breath at a time. Okay, now to the last set, which is called, we're going to do 4 sets only, huh? So this one's called the push hand. Now this one actually is very challenging because not only does it require total concentration, meaning that you need to completely anchor your mind onto the center of the palm, follow your hand as it comes in, follow the hands as it comes down, and then follow the hand as you push out. Not only that, but you need to learn how to relax your brain, let go of your intellect, and discover the rest of your intelligence system, meaning that you need to feel your body without thinking. And then just use your spiral cord, not your brain. So as you come in, breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Again, you cannot see the bottom, you cannot see the lower part of my body. Just tune in next week, okay? Breathe out. Wax on, wax off. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Follow the hand. Now follow the bottom of your feet. Stand like a pine tree. Open your shoulder. Relax your shoulder. Focus on your breathing, one breath at a time. Now open your eyes. We're going to continue with the other side. You're going to learn, if you practice every day, you're going to also realize that this is not a physical exercise. This is, in fact, a spiritual exercise. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Follow the hand, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. In, out. One last time. Breathe in, breathe out. And come back. We're going to stand for 1 more minute, then we're ready for another sitting meditation for end of class, okay? Focus on your breath. Now we're going to try to not leaving your breath for 1 minute. Focus entirely on your breath, one breath at a time. I'm going to do that, okay? 1 minute. You can do this. Okay. Open your eyes. We're going to sit. So come back. I'm going to sit for 7 minutes. And again, back to this sitting posture. Remember now, okay? Divide your body into 7 parts. Each part work with another part. And together, it forces your body into the rest and digest. And now we're going to focus on the breath. We're going to pick up where we left off, which is anchoring. And now we don't actually have the anchor on the belly button anymore because the breathing is very pronounced. So just focus on the breath. Feel your body as you breathe in. Feel your body as you breathe out. After the breathing exercise, your diaphragm actually developed this muscle memory. So you actually now breathing your abdomen naturally. Just feel it. We're going to move from anchoring to contemplating. Another word for contemplating is reflecting. Reflecting on yourself. Reflecting on your breath. I want to take you to a different place. I want to take you to your favorite beach. I've done this before, you know this. Turns out to be very effective in really, really understanding the nature of your breath. Just pick a beach. Looking down at the ocean, seeing the wave coming in, seeing the wave going out. Imagine that your breath is like the wave coming in as you breathe in. And imagine your breath going out as you breathe out. You can't control the ocean, just like you don't actually need to control your breathing. You can just let go and let the body breathe on its own. As you let go, you realize that just like the ocean, when the wave comes in, it goes to the top. And then it doesn't go out right away. It stays there as if the world has come to a standstill. And then eventually it goes back out. And when the water goes back out into the ocean again, the entire world comes into a standstill. It doesn't come back right away. It waits, and then eventually it comes back. As you let go of your breath, you realize that, oh, there's a space in between the in-breath and the out-breath. There's another space between the out-breath and the in-breath. So just observe your breathing. As you breathe in, it's like the ocean coming in. And when you finish breathing in, the world stands still, waiting for the body to breathe out. As the body breathes out, follow the breath, just like you follow the ocean. And then eventually, the breathing out part comes to a standstill. And then there's a long space. Try to focus on the space. Don't try to breathe in on its own, on your own. Let go of your breath. Let the body breathe on its own. That's all we're going to do today. Try to do that. So we're going to sit and focus on the breath. Relax. Try to find that space. Stay focused on the space and let the breathing, let the body breathe on its own. Okay, open your eyes. Thank you so much. That's the end of class. Thank you for all the donations. And as I explained before, all the donations will be used as matching fund for Venerable Dihong. Venerable Dihong will be back with us in 2 weeks on the 6th of September, so Wednesday, and 6 p.m. my time, Pacific time. And this time I'm going to do at the end of his sitting meditation and Dharma sharing, I'm going to do maybe a 5 to 10 minutes mini interview to let Venerable Hong a chance to explain who he is and the work that he's doing in the prison. So, and all the money will go towards supporting that work in the form of paying for gasoline, paying for sometimes once a month he has to travel 3 hours into the desert, so he ended up staying in a motel for one night, so that would go towards that. And then he brings lots of books, lots of stamps so they can write, lots of sometimes if it's allowed, some snacks, some fruits, and so forth. So the money, it's money well spent, and I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur. So in addition to talk about the spiritual goodness of what he does, let me talk about financial goodness of what he does. It turns out that in California, it takes $110,000 to incarcerate the individual. $110,000. That's 6 times more than we spend on a school age child. That's incredible. But then you say, well, that's what it takes because the person have committed a crime and he deserved the punishment. I got that. I'm not arguing against that. However, it turns out that once the punishment is done and the person is being released back into society, 60% of the time he goes back. So this is something called recidivism. It's very, very high. I understand the first $110,000. What's the point of the second $110,000, right? It turns out that the people who practice meditation in prison have 0 chance of going back. That's true. That's statistically true. So the money that you invested here is really well spent as a tax player. Okay. So with that, I'll bid you goodbye. May you be peace, happy, and healthy. And I'll see you next Saturday. And then I'll see you in 2 weeks on Wednesday with Venerable Hong. Okay, keep up the practice, and all the questions I will answer in the circle. But the quick answer to it starts every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, hope to see you again. Again, this time I'm in this location, so the camera work is not to my liking. So I can't show you the back, can't show you the lower part of my body. Just come back next week. Come back next week. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone. Namaste. Okay. Bye bye. 星期一見。
Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.